So, a big part of our mission here at Delmarva Life is to find the people, the places, the things that make the peninsula feel like home. Now, recently, I got to visit a new business that takes a partnership, some artistic creativity, and builds a space for community engagement in a bit of a domain that's new for the Salisbury area. I discovered how the art of glass blowing is alive right here on the peninsula. Creativity, hard work, and determination. Those are three of Eli Cecil's glowing attributes. And these traits shine bright in the eyes of his now business partner, Sean Harrison.
Eli started working his summer job, and we became friends and actually got along very well. And he said he wanted to go to Salisbury University for his glass blowing, and I supported it everywhere I could. And he called me a few years later, and we saw some of his studio events and his galleries. And he called me a year ago and said he wanted to open a studio, and I couldn't think of somebody better to support.
Glass Half Full is a partnership. Glass artist Eli is the creative behind these doors. After his time at Salisbury University, he traveled the world learning from the best of the best and perfecting his craft, making items as simple, or simple to him, as wine glasses to more complex pieces like chandeliers and even bonsai trees. Seeing the pieces in person is breathtaking.
Sometimes Eli will get an idea, and he'll start experimenting with the idea, and he'll develop it and turn it into something like the art we have over here with the bonsais and the vases that are gallery level.
But Glass Half Full is more than just Eli's studio. This space transforms into a gathering place for friend groups, co-workers, or really anyone to take in a little bit of the magic themselves and grow their community.
When people come in here, they love to see a small piece of glass turn into a nice piece of art. That is rewarding. It's much better than going to a restaurant and eating and hanging out. You can have hands-on, you can walk away with something.
And once people see these pieces in person, it starts a love for a lifelong collection.
People aspire to have them, and they start their collections and so forth. That's the really neat part.
For Sean and Eli, it's a sense of creativity, community, and togetherness in this business that makes their glasses feel half full.
If you don't love what you do, then you shouldn't be doing it. So I love what I do, and getting into something unique gets rid of the doldrums, and I enjoy just helping out people and doing unique things, and that's Eli all day long.
If you thought that was cool, just you wait. We're not done talking about Glass Half Full just yet. After the break, we get a closer look into Eli's process and how he helped me create this. Delmarva Life will be right back. So Glass Half Full is the perfect name for this business, so I thought it would be fitting to make a glass. I'm going to introduce you here to Eli. He is the glass artist here at this business, and he's going to walk us through how to make this, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Alexis, we're going to make your very first drinking glass.
Yay!
I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. It's going to turn from molten liquid glass into the perfect glass for your hand.
And this can be dangerous, right?
That's why you signed the waiver.
Okay.
We're going to start by gathering glass on this preheated iron rod.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
actually hollow, so I can blow air through it. And inside of our furnace, right here, there's 40 pounds of 2,000-degree liquid glass. And the way I get it on the end of this rod is by dipping it and spooling it onto the end. So this is called a gather. And believe it or not, this is actually crystal clear glass.
Wow.
So when it's 2,000 degrees, it's a liquid. And that's why we keep it turning, because it wants to drip right to the floor. And what we're going to do is actually add a little bit of color to it.
We love color.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to stretch a little bit of this off of the pipe, give it a quick heat, and then I'm going to hand it off to you.
Okay.
Alexis, we're going to put this beautiful blue color on. Remember, this is clear glass, and what we're going to add is a blue glass color all over. So this is actually going to stick just like sprinkles stick to ice cream.
Well, I wouldn't take a bite of this.
Oh. It melts just as quick, don't worry.
It looks like it.
So we roll it around.
Okay.
And this is called frit. And when we go back into the furnace, it's actually going to melt all those little specks in and start to color the clear glass.
Wow.
So you see how those sharp edges are glazing over?
Yeah.
And we're going to get one more roll so that it's nice and saturated, because I heard you like color.
Very much.
So roll it right through there. And
So are these pieces that we're dipping it in, are they also glass?
Absolutely. So it's just like paint pigments, or you have different minerals that make the colors. There's actually copper and silver in those blue colors to give it that rich pigment. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit and we're gonna add an accent color now. This is a beautiful opal white, and it's a bigger size shard of glass, and it's gonna stick right to the surface like that and give us a wonderful accent. So let's go ahead and melt this in one more time.
This is such an art.
It sure is. So now, Alexis, we're gonna heat it up.
Okay.
We're gonna let it start to swirl. And then I'm gonna have you actually sit down at the bench where the master glass blower usually sits, and you're gonna be the master today.
Oh my goodness.
So remember, it's hot up here, so
Okay.
you're gonna put your left hand behind mine, and we're gonna turn it. Now pick up those tweezers and pinch the very tip of it first.
Okay.
And watch this move. You're just gonna roll it right towards you, and we're gonna spiral all of those colors up.
Woo!
And now go ahead and pull those out.
Now it sort of looks like ice cream.
That's it, soft serve. Dip that in the water. I'm gonna heat it up, and we're gonna do our next move.
Woo!
All right, this is our next move. We're gonna pinch and then twist. And just like that, that's gonna put a nice little hurricane swirl all the way around the glass. And it feels like taffy right now, right?
Yeah, it does.
So that's when it's hot. In about 10 seconds, it starts to cool down and it feels more like
Oh my gosh,
rigid.
yeah.
So give that a dip in the water, and I'll be right back with a little more heat. All right, hot stuff coming through. You know the next move. We're gonna shape it up back here by rolling through this wooden spoon. So this is a really special wood. It's actually cherry wood. And that's perfect right there. That's actually smoothing out the surface, giving it the perfect shape for me to blow air into. This is called my popping cap. I actually blow air and trap it with my thumb. And now you're in charge, and I'm gonna blow a little air through it while we're turning it.
Oh my gosh. So this is a two-person operation.
Oh yeah.
So glad I could help with my expertise in sitting.
You're qualified.
I am.
Perfect. So look what we've done. We've
Whoa.
started to create that wine glass shape that we want. All right. It wouldn't be glass blowing if you didn't give it a puff yourself.
Oh
so
my gosh.
go ahead and inflate that bubble. And look at it grow. Perfect, stop right there. Perfect. So this, believe it or not, is actually gonna become the top of the cup. We're putting a constriction in so that we can break it off of this below pipe, and we're actually gonna transfer it to another rod.
Okay.
It's a lot of information, but it's all gonna make
Wow.
sense when you see it. So we were talking about how it takes more than one person to even make a drinking glass, and this is why. If you pick up that wooden paddle, I can actually have you flatten the bottom of it,
Okay.
and Sean's gonna go ahead and blow hard through the pipe, and you're gonna watch, I'm turning and shaping, you're paddling and flattening the bottom, Sean's blowing really hard, and it's starting to expand. And I'm gonna hand you these tweezers, and we're gonna put just a little squirt of water right here on this connection point. And now I want you with the bottom of the tweezers, like we said, just a little tap.
Whoa.
You broke it.
In a good way, right?
In a good way.
Okay.
All right, Alexis, I'm coming back. We're gonna go in, stretch that a little bit more.
Oh no.
Perfect, just like that. See how the blades are starting to get
wow.
wider.
So even though I bumped it, you're able to smooth it out 'cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still hot.
That's right. Looks great. So we want to make sure it's flat on the top, and you're going to use this wooden paddle to flatten the edge of it now. Nice work. What do you think?
I think it's looking like something we can drink out of soon.
Perfect.
Maybe not too soon though, right?
Come off of there. All right. The colors will show up when it cools down, but it's starting to look beautiful.
Whoa.
All right, so now we're gonna take this off of the rod. I'm gonna use my trusty butter knife here, and I'm gonna cool down our connection. And just in case, we'll even add a little drop of water. And you're gonna tap the metal right there. Just really gently go for it. A little harder. There we are,
Yay!
Perfect. All right, last move. Because broken glass can be sharp, we do our fire polish, and now it's gonna go inside of our oven That's about 950 degrees.
Woo! All right, so now how long does it have to be in there?
So it's gonna cook in there overnight.
Overnight, so we have plenty of time to go to commercial. Thank you so much, Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.